What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, we've been hearing a ton about Avengers 5 lately. Real recently, it was revealed that it is still on pace to film next year and hit a release date of 2026, something that a lot of us thought were impossible. But still, one huge thing is yet to be revealed, and it's not the title of Avengers 5 having changed off Kang Dynasty. It's who's actually going to direct the film. Now, this may be something that they announced this year at San Diego Comic-Con or D23, but in the meantime, we have a huge update coming from a trusted industry insider source who has a very interesting detail about who the director for Avengers 5 is going to be. And because of the nature of that detail, not only can we rule out basically every name we've heard in the last 6 months attached to this film, we'll go over that, but it also gives us an inkling as to who this director might be. We're going to break down the latest update and what it means for Avengers 5, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with X-Men 97's finale next month. Again, all you gotta do, be a subscriber, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so the latest update actually came from industry insider Jeff Snyder, who not only has his own editorial, but has had a ton of Marvel scoops lately and is known for dropping them on the Hot Mic podcast. Recently, he said this about Avengers 5 and the director. He starts by confirming that Avengers 5 is going to start shooting early next year. And as far as the director, it will, quote, likely be someone who has not directed a Marvel movie before. Avengers could be bringing in somebody brand new to start next year. Now, that actually clears out a ton of names, because real recently we had heard that Sam Raimi might be one of the directors in contention to direct Avengers 5. We've also heard his name in connection with Spider-Man 4, both of them, both a Spider-Man 4 for Sony with Tobey Maguire, and more recently, Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, which it also looks like is unlikely the case. That also means it rules out any of the other directors that have been brought up in the last 6 months tied to Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, like Ryan Coogler or Deadpool's Sean Levy, where the report from multiple sources is Kevin Feige is so impressed with his work on Deadpool and Wolverine that he actually wants him to direct other future Marvel projects. Or even the most recent rumor, and again, that Joe and Anthony Russo would be returning for Avengers 5. If they do come back, it's most likely for Avengers 6, which should be a two-part series at this point. We'll leave that speculation for another day. We just know now that anyone who has already directed a Marvel movie won't be doing Avengers 5. Now, obviously, that leaves a ton of names on the table, but because of the size and scope of an Avengers film, and with as much as Marvel's going to have riding on this Avengers film in wake of maybe what has been a less than successful Phase 4 and kickoff to Phase 5, you would imagine that that actually narrows down the list quite a bit of competent directors who could handle a movie of that size. And of course, you can't fault the internet for immediately jumping to Christopher Nolan as being the director who could handle a blockbuster of that size. Christopher Nolan is not directing a Marvel movie, and I know people were also jokingly saying Quentin Tarantino, but you can go ahead and rule that out as well. Those are not the type of directors Marvel Studios would be looking towards. In my opinion, and given the reports of Marvel Studios looking to reduce the budgets going forward in order for them to make a lot more money or make it easier for these films to be profitable, they're looking for a director who's been able to take a relatively small budget compared to a Marvel movie, say $100 million, and then able to deliver a huge blockbuster action film, especially if there's anticipation for that blockbuster action film. Someone who's had the pressure of having to deliver on a franchise before, because this is Avengers 5. And when you use that sort of as the premise for who makes perfect sense to direct this film, it's really only one name, and that's John Wick director Chad Stahelski, who was able to take $100 million with John Wick 4 and the reputation of that franchise, granted he did 2 and 3 as well, and turn it into a $500 million at the box office and make an absolutely stunning blockbuster action film that delivered on everybody's expectations for it. Now, incidentally enough, it's only been a couple of months since we heard Chad Stahelski talk about Kevin Feige and Marvel, and this was just back in January when he had to say this in an interview with comicbook.com. Look, I've worked for Marvel a bunch, and they've been very, very good to me. Kevin Feige, he's almost been a bit of a mentor in the capacity of advice he was very happy to give me about how to open up the franchise with John Wick. He then went on to say, of all things out there, I would take a swing at Blade in a second. Like, that's the one that gets under my skin. I'd like to take a swing at that one. And we would hear later that he would have been a good match for the film, but they had already hired the current director that they've got. Now, that being said, and knowing his connection to Marvel and Kevin Feige, also knowing his reputation with the John Wick films, I think he would be the perfect pick for for a high-octane, action-packed Avengers 5, knowing that he's worked on a small budget, been able to deliver on franchise expectations, and seems to already have this good rapport or working relationship with Kevin Feige and a connection to Marvel Studios. Now, does that mean he's the shoo-in? Absolutely not. There are so many directors, regardless of what they may have said in public or private, that if given the opportunity to direct Avengers 5, would 100% take the gig. It doesn't really matter how many things have been said about Marvel in the last couple of years. Any Avengers installment is going to offer one of the most high-profile and lucrative gigs in Hollywood whenever it's filming and releasing. So there are a lot of people who would immediately jump at the opportunity, but keep in mind, for that same reason, there were a lot of people who don't want anything to do with it. And at least at one point, before Jeff Loveness was either removed or split ways with Marvel Studios over writing Avengers 5, he sort of admitted this publicly and on Twitter, basically, how the heck do I write this film with everything that goes into it and everything that's already gone into the Avengers franchise? You can imagine for some people that would be an extremely, extremely daunting task. Guys, let me know all your thoughts though down below. And of course, if it was up to you, who do you want to have direct Avengers 5? I am all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, and as I've said, we're just going to continue to do that until the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6 comes out. We're also going to start giving away things more frequently here, maybe of a little lesser value, like graded comics, etc., only because Marvel Studios has far less releases this year, and the PlayStation 5's been out for a while. Either way, for any future giveaways here at the channel, regardless of the prize, all the same rules will always apply. All you got to do is be a subscriber, so hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos in the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the comments shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant on YouTube or really any other platform. Realize anybody can take a content creator's photo, claim to be that content creator, and it's all a ruse and scam to try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. Keep in mind, no content creator, if you win something, will ever charge you for shipping. If you should get a spam comment like that on YouTube or really any platform, just report it to the respective platform, as they are far faster and far more thorough about getting to it than the content creator. And while you can let the content creator know, I assure you they are doing everything in their power to get rid of those comments as well. Now, the best way to keep up with the channel has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.